Hello and welcome to Crutchfield Live, everybody. I'm your host, JR. I'm the training manager here at Crutchfield, joined in studio by Abby. How are you today?
Doing fantastic.
Excellent.
Glad to be here.
I'm so happy to have you in studio with me. We've got a fun show for you today. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. We are in the middle of a Philips Hue sweepstakes.
Yes. Very exciting. Yeah.
Getting ready to give away some stuff. In our next episode, we've got a code word we're going to give out later in this episode. That's probably why you're here. We're going to be talking about 4th of July. Mm-hmm. You got any plans for 4th of July?
I sure do, and I can't wait to share them with you.
Nice. We'll talk about 4th of July. We are all celebrating or preparing to celebrate. One of the ways we're celebrating is we got a bunch of stuff on sale.
Yep.
Some of this stuff. And we're going to talk about it, show you the web pages on that, how you can save some money on some really cool stuff for Independence Day. We're going to specifically talk about LG TVs, C1 from last year and C2 from this year. They're both on sale right now.
Yeah.
And there's some great deals and some really nice TVs coming out there. Because we're in the middle of a Philips Hue sweepstakes, we thought we would have somebody from Philips join us live on the show. So we're going to be talking with Zach from Philips. He's going to be telling us a lot of cool stuff. I was talking to him earlier, really neat stuff I did not know Philips Hue lights did.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so we've got cool stuff there. He will be the one to give us our code word, by the way. So, also, Abby, you've spent some time with the brand new Sony XM5 headphones.
I have. I feel very, very privileged to have done so. And I am pumped about, I'm going to share about them, and I am pumped about doing that because I am pumped about how they are.
Good. So you liked them.
Yes, very much.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
And we're going to get into some hashtags, customers or viewers, people that have gone onto social media and tagged us, hashtag Crutchfield, pictures of stuff you bought from Crutchfield and maybe installed. We're going to check that out. We've also got a poll question, a very 4th of July themed poll question. Do you know what the question is?
Well, it's a hot take kind of question.
It is.
Yeah.
What classic 4th of July cookout food is your favorite? You got 4 choices. Hot dogs, corn on the cob, watermelon, and barbecue. I know which one it is for me.
Which one is it for me? This is, okay. Let me give it more thought for 2 more seconds, and hot dogs.
How about this? Okay, hot dogs?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I kind of want all of them together. Well, barbecue, it's give or take with the hot dogs, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you went to a 4th of July picnic and all they had was one of those items.
Hot dog.
Yeah?
It's more complete because you got corn on the cob, simply corn. Barbecue, and we're not sure because that could just be a big platter of pulled pork.
Right.
It could be ribs. Well, if it was ribs,
is the sauce
though,
already in the pulled pork?
yeah,
or is it
that's
later?
it's specific. So I feel like a hot dog is it is a sandwich. No, it's not. But it's like a sandwich where you can take it and go.
Yeah, throw some onions, mustard, ketchup, relish.
If this host provided the condiments.
If they're only having hot dogs, you better have all this stuff.
I hope so.
It's a tough one for me. I think I would go barbecue.
Okay.
I am a sucker for barbecue.
Favorite meat?
Yeah, pulled pork.
Pulled pork?
Yeah.
That's your choice?
Oh yeah.
I love some brisket, some soft.
Nice. You can't go wrong either way.
No.
With brisket done right,
Yes.
It's fantastic as well. So we're getting into celebrating the 4th of July weekend, and we're going to start there. We're going to start with some products that are on sale. We are celebrating with you. We've got answers coming in. People are already talking about 4th of July
great.
foods. First off, Aaron Robbins, I saw you there. You were there before we even started live. You said hello, thank you. Scott Bode says hey from New York. Medieval 1980 says hello from Lansing, Michigan, and his vote is for barbecue.
Okay.
I'm assuming his. I don't know.
Medieval? It really just depends. We don't know.
He, she, either way. Could be evil. Scott Bode says barbecue. Scott Wynn says steak. Sorry, we didn't include steak in the poll, but I'm
like
with you.
it.
Steak's pretty good choice. Medieval 1980, darn you, now I'm hungry.
Well, I'm with you.
Nice.
Medieval.
We have done our job so far. Over there on Facebook, hello from Bob, Jonathan, Gregory, Gaston, Bob, Joseph, and Cheryl. Jonathan says, love corn, but barbecue rules.
Yeah.
And we have a question coming in, is that right? Aria? I don't see the question asked. It's the Aria asked. We got the question coming in, Alexis?
I want to ask you to scoot.
Oh, that was Anna asks.
That
Did
was
you see me
awesome.
scoot? That was supposed
like,
to be
waiting
subtle so
for
that you
this
didn't see what
question.
I was doing.
That was great.
Got it. Medieval 1980 is a hymn, by the way.
Okay.
He has confirmed.
He is confirmed. Okay.
Yes. Very good. So let's get into some products that are on sale. We're going to start with some of this stuff right here on the desk. How do you find this stuff? It's easy. If you simply go to crutchfield.com right now, and for the next several days, I think all throughout the July 4th weekend. Am I far enough right, everybody? We good? Camera angle's fine? All right, cool. If you go to crutchfield.com, check it out. Our July 4th event continues. It's all red, white, and blue. Very fun. And there, you just click anywhere on there, and you're going to get a link to all of these products. So there you go. Now you guys are seeing our homepage. Just go to crutchfield.com, click right there on the banner, and now you're on this list where there are some pretty killer deals. And first one I want to highlight is these products from Leek. They are right here on the table with us, right here in the middle. We've got two different ones for sale. The Leek Stereo 130, that's this wood grain model here, right in front of Abby, and the Leek CDT, which is a CD transport. What makes these things nice is this retro look. I mean, they just look cool. They don't look, they don't look super, modern or anything. They look like they're out of the 70s or the 80s, back when two-channel audio was cool.
Oh, yeah. That's your origins.
Right? And so the Leek 130 is an integrated amp. You just connect a set of speakers to that to get pretty great sound. It's got all sorts of inputs, including a record player input with a phono preamp, so you should be able to use just about any turntable with them. Digital inputs for things like this CDT, the CD transport, some analog inputs, so you can plug in whatever else you got, and it's got plenty of power. And what are we looking at power-wise? Yeah, 45 watts by 2 if you're using 8-ohm speakers, and that's a stout amplifier, so plenty of juice. What makes it really extra special right now is that it's $100 off. Both of these, each of these are $100 off.
Yeah. If you're putting together a system, $200, it's a pretty decent chunk of change to save. So.
And if we look at the reviews, there's some great reviews on this Retro 130 here. My favorite was this guy, Tim from Fort Myers, Florida, had it for 5 months and it has been awesome. So well past that honeymoon phase where of course it sounds great the first day you hook it up.
Sure.
How does it sound 5 months down the road when you're
Right.
playing stuff? Just you've been listening to it on and off every day for 5 months. Is it still awesome?
Oh, yeah.
Tim says it is. Have it paired with Wharfdale Lintons, and the sound is beautiful at any volume. Bluetooth connects fast and is super clean and clear and has great range. Totally satisfied.
Nice.
So, and there's a lot of reviews like that. Even the one review that's not 5 stars is a 4-star review, and he didn't really have much negative to say about it. It's still a pretty great product, even according to that person.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, the Leek products, if you're into some good 2-channel audio, highly recommend those. Let me get back to our lead page here where we've got all the different deals. Some other stuff we've got on the table are these Klipsch bookshelf speakers, these powered speakers. I want to make sure I click on the right ones here. I think they're at the top. A lot of deals on a lot of different Klipsch speakers right now. Let me try that. There we go. Coming up, so some floor standing speakers, a lot of money off of these these R820Fs, $600 speakers, half off right now. That sale ends on July 4th. We've got some powered bookshelf speakers, R15 PMs, I'm pretty sure. Let me find those. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go search for them.
This is another putting together system thing. Like with the Leek products, if you're putting together a surround, or it could be 2-channel, but if you're putting together a surround system, the Klipsch speakers being on the sale that they're on, awesome. Now's the time to do it for sure because, well, you're going to save hundreds of dollars. And as many of us know, a Klipsch home theater system is not a bad deal at all.
No,
That's some good sound.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
These are the powered bookshelf speakers. They're actually sitting right over here to the right of Abby. These are a pretty sweet pair of powered speakers, meaning you don't need a separate amp at all. All you need is a source to play music from. And your source can be just about anything. They have Bluetooth built in. They have built-in phono preamp, so you can connect a turntable right to them. USB inputs from your computer, analog, optical. I mean, really, whatever you want to play, that's all you need is a source and a set of these Klipsch bookshelf speakers. Check this out, though. The reviews on them, 200 reviews on these speakers,
Yeah.
averaging 4.5 out of 5 stars, and tons of people have uploaded pictures of these speakers in pretty cool places, like right
There you
next to
go.
a turntable.
Yep.
That's ideal. That's all you need. That's your entire stereo. No, there's no big amp or anything like that hiding somewhere else. It's
Yep.
just that. And that sounds great, I can tell you from experience. What else we got? This person put them on their computer desk with the cool. Is that a gaming computer, probably, right?
It has to be.
That's pretty sweet looking.
As soon as you see the lights, you know
Yes.
this person means business.
There's just a standalone speaker on a stand of some kind. That looked like a milk crate. Pretty sure that's sitting
Oh,
on a milk crate
hey.
with a board. Also awesome. Nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
So yeah, these Klipsch 15s are pretty tight. A lot of power, a lot of sound, and check out this $500 pair of Klipsch speakers for $274 right now. $225 off.
That's awesome.
We got a special deal. We bought a bunch of them, so take advantage of that. We're passing that savings on to you. More people from saying hello from Facebook. Kevin says, greetings from Denver, home to the Stanley Cup champion Avalanche.
he's pumped up.
Yes, indeed.
That's a good reason to be.
Right on. Congratulations to the Avalanche for winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? We've got some outdoor speakers. It makes sense, right? You're about
Yeah.
to have a big picnic in your backyard, 4th of July, and outdoor speakers. We have actually one of these sitting on the table over here. Are you able to get a camera on that? Oh, yeah.
There
it
is.
is. Look at that smooth camera work. Nice job, Matt.
That's beautiful. Look at that weather resistance. You can almost feel it emanating.
Integrated bracket on the back of them so that you can go hang them up under your on your roof, on
Yep.
on the side of your house, under your eave, on a back patio or porch.
Landscape or
So there's actually a lot of different outdoor speakers that are on sale right now. The ones we're talking about right here are these Nuvo AP260Ws. That's what we've got on the table with us. And of course they're weather resistant. They're made to go outside, 6.5-inch Kevlar woofer.
hey,
I don't know if we're allowed to say they're bulletproof, but they are made of
that's
Kevlar.
Kevlar.
So-
Military grade. $54.99 for the pair? Is that what it said?
Is that what it said?
My
Yes, it
goodness.
is. $140.
Well, get it done.
$149 normally, $94.01 off, $54.99 for the pair.
Get your patio system complete for $55.
And these also have some nice customer pictures uploaded to the reviews.
Ah, nice.
So there's a great example of exactly how to use these. They're outside. Outside you're dealing with temperature variations, moisture, dew in the morning, stuff like that. These speakers will be just fine, and of course they'll sound great. Run some speaker wire from inside the house out to these, and you're good to go. There's also no rules saying you have to use them outside, so if you want to throw them inside on your computer desk, you are free to do that too.
Well, if you're going to spill that can there, then it better be weather resistant.
Foster's, it's Australian for beer.
Yes. I was drawing that out there. It worked.
Appreciate it. We're a good team.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else we got? There's some more stuff. These JBL bookshelf speakers, also on the table in front of Abby. These are the A120s. JBL bookshelf speakers are lovely. These normally would go for $250, $100 off right now. So $150 pair of JBL bookshelves. And these are passive. These do not have amps built in them like
Right.
the Klipsch. So you will need to hook them up to a 2-channel stereo receiver. They could be your home theater
Yep.
speakers. There's plenty of ways you can use them. One thing to note, they are 6-ohm speakers.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why that makes them special?
Well, they get a little bit more juice out of the squeeze.
Indeed. When you see that 6-ohm speakers, that kind of tells you these are a little bit better than your average speaker. And when they do that, they're trying to say, don't skimp on power.
Yeah.
Get a good amplifier for these. We even have a little warning on the website, high performance amplifier recommended. So if you need an amp for these JBL speakers, you can click there to see all the amps that we would recommend to power them. And there's a plenty to choose from, so you can get the right form factor and everything
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. I mean, I could go on for like the next hour on all of these specials. We don't have time for that. What you need to do, if you're watching this, is go to crutchfield.com and click on the 4th of July banner at the top to see all the stuff that's on sale. These are our best deals right now. And I hope you appreciate that we took time here right at the top of the show to do what we can to save you money.
Oh, yeah.
First. What better way to celebrate our independence than to save some money?
Oh, yeah.
We've got some people commenting. Brian Becker about missed this. Oh, I'm Thank God you made it. Scott Bode said, "Don't forget the code word." Oh, we won't. We will never forget this
We
code
wouldn't
word.
do that.
Ramon's first take movie reviews. 5 best speakers for computers. Priority on flatline frequency response for video editing with ability to add a small sub. I assume he's talking about the Klipsch there. Does that sound about right?
It would fall into that category.
Yep. So
Or
unless I missed something, that's, I think, what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There are links to these specific products that we've been talking about going up in the comments on this
Yeah.
YouTube video. So easy to go directly to the things we've been talking about here. I've got one more deal that's even more than just a deal to talk about. Before we get to Zach from Philips, I want to talk about LG TVs.
Yeah, that's probably our biggest draw right now.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal. There's the LG C1 is last year's model. Now, it's not the top of the line LG OLED, but it's close to it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a little bit more affordable than their top of the line, and they're fantastic. The C1 LG OLEDs from last year were fantastic, and right now we have purchased a bunch of them, and we still have last year's C1s in stock and on special purchase kind of pricing. So, for example, the 65-inch LG C1, normally $2,100. How about $500 off of that?
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
this is a kind of a while supplies last sort of a thing.
Yeah, which is a great time to jump into a deal, because if we have above average or a more than normal inventory on a product that is also being scooted out eventually, that gives you an awesome opportunity to get a relevant and well-performing item like the C1 at just kind of better than Super Bowl pricing.
Yeah.
So, and the C1, by the way, I'll just add this tag. When I first saw it, when it was set up in our retail store here, it was last year, but when I first saw it, I thought, and I've continued to think that it is probably the finest, before the C2, the finest looking OLED TV I'd seen.
That's high praise.
It's high praise, and I stand by it because I saw it more than once, and I've used it, and I've read other people's opinions and talked to customers about it when I was a sales advisor. And man, I mean, so anyway, if a C1 dropped into my living room, I would be super thrilled. So give that a shot.
And how about a 77-inch C1, $700 off
Yeah.
right now, so $2,600 for that. The 83-inch is on sale, but that one actually, that sale price might change here on Monday, on July 4th, but currently $1,500 off.
That's awesome.
So that's a heck of a deal on some great TVs from last year. They're not the latest and the greatest. If you have to have the newest, the best, right, then the C2s might be the way to go. If you can't afford like LG's absolute top of the line, the new C2s that are replacing the C1s are also great. And what they've done is they've added more brightness to the Evo panel. So now, not only are these OLEDs great, they look great, they're movie-like, they're warm, they're beautiful, they're also bright enough to look good in a bright room, which is where OLEDs, maybe they don't shine in a bright room. The new LG C2s do shine in a bright room. So if you want that, the C2s might be the way to go, and they are on sale right now too. So that's why we're talking about this stuff, because it's a good time to be looking for a new TV.
Oh yeah.
So this 65-inch C2, the newer one, brighter panel, this one right now, 65-inch, $200 off. That deal ends July 4th, so Monday. Your time limit on that one. 83-inch, $200 off. That one doesn't have an end date. I don't know when the price will change. These prices, by the way, are as of today. If there's a date, the prices are good through that date. If there's no end date for the sale price, I can't promise anything. The sale price could change tonight, could be different tomorrow. But right now, these are the prices as we are live. If you're watching this not live, then these prices could have changed by then. The 77-inch, the C2, the new one, also $200 off right now. So if you want the latest and the greatest, you don't have to wait to save some cash.
So for just a quick interjection for perspective, I love talking about this. If you can recall, like 5 years ago, what would be the average sale price on the top of the line 5 years ago for a 77-inch TV?
I mean, I don't even know if you could get a 77-inch OLED years ago, right? So it would
Not
be
OLED, but even sub OLED.
I mean, you're talking $5,000-$6,000
Yeah.
minimum.
Oh, yeah.
And to really get the best stuff, you're talking close to $10,000.
Oh yeah,
And the prices on this stuff come down every year.
It's I think the C2. If I had high praise obviously for the C1, and I still do. C2 was probably one of the finest TVs on the market right now. So $32.96 for 77 inches, insane.
Yeah.
I love it.
And people seem to agree. Medieval 1980 says very true. The C1 is a phenomenal TV for that kind of price. Brian Becker, those leak units, these guys right here, those leak units with the old school look are really cool. Wish Pioneer Yamaha Marantz would do some retro units. Yeah, retro units, man. There's something just nostalgic about them. It sort of takes you back to the vinyl you were listening to back in the 70s. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna
for
say-
you, that's what you remember?
Well, back in those days, I mean, I went to a lot of festivals and stuff, so I wasn't at home a lot. I had a van again, and whatever, it's cool, but it's it's not worth getting into right now. I
Do you
time
even
travel.
remember everything that was going on?
Yeah,
Of course
sure.
you do.
Yeah. Poll question: is Abby lying?
Right?
No.
Is Abby making this up?
Yeah, it's got to be no.
All right, so a bunch of great deals, especially these LG C1s and C2s. Check them out. Oh, look, Mauricio Polanco says, hello, welcome to the show, Mauricio. Glad you're here. Thanks for watching. We are going to jump into an interview. We've got Zach. He has been sitting here right on this computer waiting patiently for us to finish talking about other products so we could talk about Philips Hue lights, the product for which we are giving away in the sweepstakes right now. So let me pull Zach up here and we'll get him going. Zach, I am getting all set up here. Are you still with me?
I think I saw him.
I saw him for a second there. I don't see him now. Zach, are you still live with us? While we're waiting for Zach to get caught up, I'm sure he's going to just
Pop
magically appear on my
Yeah.
screen any minute. Let's talk about the sweepstakes again. It is we're in code word day,
Code word day.
so we're like right in the middle of the sweepstakes.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, we're actually going to be giving away five packs of Philips Hue products.
For a $500 or more value.
That's right.
Each.
Yep.
So,
And 5 winners. We're going to announce them live on the show
yeah.
in our next show, which is Thursday, July 14th.
Yes. Yeah.
Show starts at 4. The sweepstakes will close shortly thereafter, and then we'll figure out who the winners are and announce them later on in the show.
And remember, don't drop off here. If you can stay, because our code word for 25 bonus entries to that giveaway is going to be given at the end or at the end of this talk.
Well, we're going to give Zach is maybe having
He's
some
gonna-
technical difficulties on his end. Zach, if you're there, come join us, buddy. I'll be watching for you. In the meantime, we're going to start talking about all the stuff I talked about with Zach. So
Yeah, all right.
we're going to do what we can.
Well, we got to kind of break down what all of this Philips Hue stuff is about anyway, since we're giving it away and since it's very cool.
Yeah. So while we wait for Zach, and he's just going to start talking. So if somebody notices him talking, I don't. Somebody say something. I am going to minimize that, and I'm going to pull up the Philips Hue products that we're actually giving away and the page with the sweepstakes. So this page with the sweepstakes is actually pretty cool. This page will show you how to get entered into the sweepstakes, and it'll show you all of the stuff we're giving away. There's a pretty good beauty shot of all of the stuff.
Yeah.
So 1 of 5 Philips Hue Smart Light prize packs. Here's what's in the prize packs. First off, the white and color ambiance starter kit, which is the bridge that you need to get started with Philips Hue, and that's 4 color light bulbs to go with it. I think I heard a noise. You might want to switch away from my computer there for a second, Landon, while I go grab and see if Zach is live in the room.
I heard that too.
Did you hear it
Yeah,
right
it's like a
there?
little boom.
Let's see. Yep,
Oh,
sure
there
enough.
you go.
Zach, are you with me?
I'm here. I'm here.
I hear you. We
I
lost
got
you.
kicked.
You got booted out of the meeting?
I got booted out. My internet went down like
Oh.
literally 3 minutes ago, out of nowhere. But I'm back.
Man, well, kudos for you for getting back online. We had a similar issue here today before we went live, right about an hour before we went live. Things went weird in the studio here, but we got all the network stuff fixed and figured out in time. So awesome. Everybody, this is Zach from Philips.
How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. We've been talking about specials and deals, but now we're sort of into the heart of the show. The main reason we're here today is to talk about Philips Hue lights, and you're here. So first off, who are you and why are you here? You clearly do something for Philips, and there's a reason we want to talk to you today. What is it?
Yeah. So my name's Zach Eagleton. I am an account manager here representing the Philips Hue brand. I call on the wonderful customer of Crutchfield. I've been doing that for about a year and a half. I come from a lighting background. I've been in the lighting industry for going on 10 years in a variety of roles. And just some really cool stuff that's happening in the lighting industry, but also in smart home and specific to lighting and smart home with our Philips Hue brand. So excited to have everybody here to join today to learn a little bit more and hopefully answer any questions you have about smart home or smart lighting in general.
So, what did the lighting industry look like before everything went smart or started to go smart?
Yeah, great question. So, you know, in the 10 years I've been in it, the lighting industry has had just a phenomenal transition. 10 years ago, LED technology was at the forefront. A lot of people were still buying incandescent light bulbs, fluorescent light bulbs, and we have this really cool technology, LED, which is a more digital technology that has some huge benefits for consumers. One, just from a pure energy savings play, you know, whether it's in buildings or in your home, you can save energy by converting from latent technologies to LED. And that transition happened over the last 10 years, and pretty much all you'll see on the shelves now is LED light bulbs, which are great for energy efficiency. But now really, you know, in the last 5 years, what we've seen is that next evolution in the lighting business, going from LED and saying, what's next, right? And so what's next is a million cool things. One of them being kind of smart, controllable lights, right? So as that pertains to smart home, it's, hey, not only do I have an energy efficient light bulb, I can connect this light bulb to other light bulbs in my house. I can connect this light bulb to other devices in my house, like Alexa or a Google, and my thermostat. And what can I do with that connectivity? I can, you know, do a lot of advanced features, right? So you can look at doing things like setting schedules, where your lights are going to go on and off automatically, right? The fact that we have LED technology now also talk about color enhancement, right? Hue has 16 million different color palettes that you can use to create custom scenes, right? That's something that with legacy technologies you couldn't do. Outside of the Hue portfolio, I mean, there's really cool things with how you know, grow lighting, right, or horticulture.
Yeah.
One of the big focuses of Hue in the future is health and well-being, right? So how does lighting impact our circadian rhythms? And, you know, how can we use light to enhance our lives with Hue? You know, maybe from an entertainment proposition, right? So, you know, you've heard about surround sound, right? So, you know, you get a nice TV, you do surround sound. Well, with Hue, you can actually do surround lighting, right? So you could have your entire entertainment space with a lighting proposition from Hue that will integrate with what's playing on the screen to give you the best-in-class immersive experience when you're experiencing that entertainment on a screen.
Man, that's a lot to unpack, Zach. I'm going to back up for a second because you have been in the lighting industry so long. You mentioned that transition that we all went through, going from mostly people using incandescent light bulbs, right? A filament, you can see
Right.
all that, and to now having mostly LED bulbs everywhere. For a lot of people, that was a painful transition, right? I know of people that went and bought pallets of the old style of light bulbs because they hated LEDs. I don't hear anybody complaining about the LED light bulbs anymore. Are we pretty much over that? Has people just gotten used to what lights look like now? It's a little different than it used to be, but it's fine, right?
Yeah, certainly. You know, I think LED, you know, we're in the mature phase, but there's still a ton of innovation, right? So, you know, some people like the old incandescent look. Well, you know, Philips, we have plenty, and even in our Hue portfolio, right, we have what we call LED filament bulbs that mimic that old Edison light bulb look, but it's an LED and it's a smart Philips Hue bulb. And as that technology progresses, right, I mean, there will be, you know, more innovations to come in terms of, you know, satisfying demand from consumers for, you know, products that, you know, one, there's an energy efficiency play with lighting, but also it's very much an art, right? And people in the lighting, you know, it's almost an art form when you look at architectural lighting, and the aesthetic in some spaces is still something that people care about with lighting. And Philips Hue has a great portfolio of smart bulbs that can be used in some of those more decorative applications.
I think a lot of people struggle with that transition because not all the new LED bulbs were dimmable, right? That's not an issue with Philips Hue lights. That light was sort of that more sterile LED light rather than the warm yellowish light of an incandescent bulb. You can dial in your Philips Hue lights to have that warmth if you want to, or you can go bright, or you can change it to whatever color you want. I mean, you have much more flexibility now, and I think that's a big reason why you don't hear people complaining about that transition anymore.
Absolutely. So, in our Philips Hue portfolio, we have what's called our white range, right? And that's a fixed kind of 2700 warm glow color in the lamp. And what we have is what we call our white ambient range. And white ambient is any shade of white you want. So you can dial the color temperature and the color of the light from anywhere from 2200K, which is a very warm light, all the way up to 6500K, which would be your very, very sterile blue light. And then within that, right, you can also dim it. So you not only can you change kind of the shade of white to kind of depending on what the space or the comfort level of the user, but then you can dim it all the way down to whatever 5% to get that less lumen output out of the bulb to do all kinds of different scenes, right? So that's one of the benefits of LED, right? Whereas in the past with the legacy technology, you bought a bulb, it was a fixed color temperature, right? So now with Hue in our color range, not only can you do any shade of white, up to 16 million colors. I mean, you can pretty much set that bulb in your color wheel in the app to any different color that you would want. You want blue, you want purple. So not only can you do colors, you can do intensity, and all of that is controllable from the simplicity of a smartphone app, which is pretty wild when you think about it. 10 years ago, we were still putting incandescent light bulbs in our house, and 10 years later, you got 16 million colors and granular intensity with the click of a switch.
And that app is great. We actually showed it. We have some bulbs here in the studio. We had them all cranked up last 2 weeks ago on our last live. We had the app. We were showing people how you could change the colors, set up different scenes, and make them blink and all that stuff. So the app was ridiculously easy to use. It's a fantastic app. I have a question for you. So you are, in the lighting industry for a while. You work at Philips. You're selling Philips lights to Crutchfield. Nice job, by the way. What lights did you bring home? And you probably demoed a bunch. And what did you decide to keep? What is your lighting setup in your house? And also, how do you control it? Like you said, you can control it with voice. You can control it with the app on your phone. There's even an actual thing you can put on your wall with buttons to control it. Tell us about how you use personally your Philips lights.
Great question. So representing Philips Hue, have a plethora of Philips Hue in the house. I would say in the main TV area, right? I have a setup similar to what you kind of maybe see in my background here with a HuePlay gradient light strip and a sync box, as well as some HuePlay gradient light bars on the side of the TV. And what that is essentially to augment and enhance the content that's being played on the TV and gives for a really cool entertainment area setup.
And to be clear, what's in the background right now is not your house. There's not two people hanging out watching a still image. This is a background. That's not your house, but it's similar to the lighting setup you might have.
Very similar to the lighting setup I might have. I know I'm actually in my office right now, but also around the house, I mean, almost all of the lamps just have a generic Philips Hue smart bulb in them. How are those controlled? Those are actually set up on a schedule. So every morning at 7 a.m., the lights are going to turn on with a grace fade from dull intensity all the way up to kind of aid in getting mimicking the natural daylight outside and getting you an awake. They'll stay on for 2 hours. Then they'll actually shut off for the whole day to save energy. And then at night at around 7:30 p.m., they're going to come back on, stay on for 2 hours, and go off at 10 o'clock every night. So really kind of all of the lamps and bulbs in the house, all automated, all on a schedule. In addition, in the kitchen, we have a couple portable lamps, the Hue Go, the Hue Sign floor lamp. These are really great statement pieces. The floor lamp sits in a corner behind a tree and really gives a great wall wash to accent kind of the kitchen light. And the Hue Go is one of our more popular products. It's a kind of a table lamp that you plug in. You can set it on a bedside table, just kind of set it on your kitchen island. You can actually unplug it. It's got a battery. You can take it outside, take it on your boat. as well. And then a variety of light strips under cabinets and things around the house just to do some really cool accent lighting. And when people come over, you can set the scene. You can do red, green, blue for holidays. It's great just to give your space a little bit of different look.
So that's a lot. How many individual Philips Hue light products do you have on your one Philips Hue bridge on your network there?
I'd say I have about 30, but with Philips Hue, you can do up to 50 light points on a bridge, and then up to 10 accessories on that bridge. So 10 accessories plus 50 light points. So you can do a pretty comprehensive setup with just one bridge.
So Eric is one of my coworkers here. He was on the show last time. He's a big Philips Hue fan. His entire house has outfitted him with, he's got switches and ceiling lights, and in the kids' rooms, they've all got controls and the apps. I mean, big time into it. He's pretty sure he's actually gone past 50. And so far, he's just waiting. Is the system going to crash? Is it too much? What would happen if you went over 50? And I'm specifically asking for Eric, so he knows the answer. What happens if you go over 50? Does the whole thing just stop working?
I'm going to take Eric on this one. You can probably put a few more than 50, but technically the system's designed and there's a lot of engineering time and effort put into, setting these limits so that we can guarantee that the user has a seamless and positive experience with Philips Hue when engaging in smart home, right? So they're not getting lights to drop, not getting lights and things going out or dropping from the network. So I can't advocate for doing over 50 if you want a robust system. That's not to say that a few more can't be added and it might work fine. The technology behind it is just, we want to guarantee a 5-star review from every Hue customer. And because of that, we say 50 light points and 10 accessories. Keep that network full.
Specifically, we looked at Eric's bar setup in his house, and he's very proud of that. So somebody that was watching last week remembers that bar looked pretty good. I want to ask you, you mentioned briefly in passing the sync box,
Yes.
which is a pretty cool thing. I remember when Philips Hue lights first came out, I think there was some like third-party apps that you could say, all right, we're going to watch Frozen now, hit play on the movie, hit play on this other third-party app, and it would make your lights kind of look like they go with the movie Frozen. But you guys are doing it in a different way, right? Where you can make the lights in your theater room sort of go with what you're watching, and you don't have to do a pre-programmed thing, and it'll work for anything you're watching, and you do it with that add-on product, right? The sync box. And can you tell me more about how that works?
Yeah, so I'll take a step back, right, and just kind of go into our entertainment value proposition for Philips Hue.
You sound like such a sales guy, Zach.
What I do.
That's right.
So Philips Hue, one of our core user experience value propositions is what we call entertainment. And part of that entertainment value proposition is what we call our Hue Sync feature. And really within that sync feature are kind of 3 separate verticals that I'll go into, 1, 2, 3. One is what I would call syncing with what is playing on a TV screen. 2 is what I would say is syncing what's playing on a PC monitor. And 3 is what I would say is syncing with music playing on a speaker. So when we want to talk about entertainment with what's playing on a TV screen, we have what's called the Philips Hue Sync box. And this is a device that has up to 4 HDMI inputs and is going to plug into the HDMI port of your TV. And into that sync box, you can do things like a PlayStation, an Xbox for gaming, an Amazon Fire Stick,
Apple TV, Roku, Blu-ray
Apple TV,
player.
Roku, Bluetooth for movies. And what that'll do is for when you can define a entertainment area of, I think, up to 10 or 12 lights. And that can include, the TV light strip, which we have a couple TV light strips that are designed to fit on the back of a 55, 65, 75-inch TV. Our Hue Play light bars, we got a couple new products, the Hue Gradient tubes, or pretty much any Hue color product or gradient product will work with that entertainment. So you define this area with your lights in kind of your entertainment room. And then what's playing on your screen will then, the lights will actually sync to the what's playing on the screen, right? So as you're gaming, there's going to be a light show kind of immersing you in what's going on the screen, or same thing with watching a movie. And there's some different functionalities you can kind of tweak with how intense you want that lighting to be. But it is a really, really great experience in terms of not only, yeah, like I said, having surround sound, but you could have surround lighting with what's going on a screen. And is a really unique proposition to the Hue ecosystem.
I'm going to stop you there for a second just to pause because we do have some questions coming
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
One of them, a Hue question specifically on Facebook. Jonathan asks, how does Hue differ from the competition? That's a good one. What do you think?
You know, I'd say a couple of things, right? So Hue has been, you know, Hue is a part of the Philips lighting and a company now called Signify. We're the world leader in lighting. Hue's been around since 2012, right? So we are kind of the leader in innovation in the space in terms of always coming up and being on the forefront of technology. I would say the app is second to none in terms of ease of installation, the value that you can bring as a consumer or a user in terms of the things that you can do with the app and how easy it is to navigate. In terms of the system robustness, Hue does, you heard us talking earlier about the bridge, right? So not all smart lighting systems require a bridge, but one of the key features of that bridge is keeping your system robust. You're able to update it. You know, we can push firmware updates so that you're always having the app up to date and having your system kind of be future proof, if you will.
Yep.
And then in addition, you know, Philips, I've worked here for 10 years. I would say the quality is second to none in terms of the brand. So you can always know that when you're buying a Philips branded product that there's some really cool innovation, technology behind it, but also really good quality.
Cool. We've got some comments coming in. Scott on YouTube says Philips Hue looks great. On Facebook, Nate says Star Wars plus the sync box and some Hue lights equals awesomeness. So
That's great
Yeah.
to hear. Yep.
Jonathan, another question coming in, and this is a good question. I actually had this question for you myself. Is there an outdoor version of Hue that can go on like a porch light? And so I'm gonna double up on his question because, as you know, as I talked about earlier with you before we went live here, I took some Philips Hue lights and I put them in existing light fixtures on the front of my house. Now they're on a porch that is covered, so they're not directly exposed to the sun, the rain, or anything like that. There's glass around them, but they're not technically like outdoor lights. They're just Philips Hue lights, color lights that I put in those sconces, and they've been working great now for a few years. Is there any issues with putting those lights outdoors? Is there a better solution? What do you think about outdoor lights?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, you know, we have a very large portfolio of just Philips Hue smart bulbs, right? We have A19s, we have A21s, we have BR30s for downlights, we have the candle bras for chandeliers, and we have those. We have globes, you know. So there's 12 or 14 form factors, base sizes of Philips Hue smart bulbs that should cover, you know, 90% plus of what's out there in the market. And putting that in your outdoor fixture is really no different than putting, you know, a replacement screw-in light bulb there, as we discussed yesterday, JR. But I've been talking about kind of entertainment and Hue. The other great thing about Hue, and this is a portfolio that continues to expand as well, is there is a full-fledged line of Hue outdoor products as well, designed specifically for your outdoor space. And within that portfolio, we got about 12 to 15 what we call low voltage products. And these are things that, when I say low voltage, on the ground outside of your house. So we've got spotlights, light strips, wall washes, bollards, a couple of sconces. And, you know, we have the cords that kind of hook them all together, and then just a power supply that'll go into a 120 volt plug kind of on the outside of your house or in your garage. So that is truly plug and play, where you can buy a really great outdoor setup. You don't need an electrician. You're not dealing with anything high voltage, 120 volt plug and play, all wet rated, all outdoor rated product, where you can really trick out your landscaping. And that's, you know, a year-round upgrade, right? So you can change your colors for all kinds of holidays, really impress your neighbors. And that's kind of low voltage on the ground kind of for around. And then we have about 6 to 10 other products that are dedicated high voltage products that are similar probably to your outdoor lights, sconces for, on the sides of your garage. If you have a canopy on your porch, a direct wire, Hue integrated ceiling light. And we have that in a couple different flavors and a couple different designs. So all in all, about a 20 to 25 SKU outdoor portfolio that really hits anything you would need to make your outdoors pop with smart lighting.
Now you have to explain to our viewers, they might not know what an SKU is. You're going to have to tell people, what's a SKU?
Just a unique product, right? So we got 20 to 30 great outdoor products that you can purchase and set up, in your barbecue area. If you've got a trellis, you can do a light strip around it. I mean, the possibilities are endless with Hue in terms of what you can do for your outdoors.
We have another question coming in. Can you sync the dimmers with My Scenes? So this is Eric actually from who's here. He was on the show last week. He's a Philips Hue user for years now, and so he's used to using something called My Scenes. And he wants to know, can you sync the dimmers with My Scenes? If that's not an answer, I don't even know. I haven't done that.
That might be the question that stumps me here. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can certainly get back to you in an email specifically to answer that one.
Nice. I'll get you guys connected behind the scenes so that you can get him his answer. Maybe we'll put it in the comments here too. If we get the answer, we'll make sure everybody knows the answer to that. That's pretty great. Brian Becker on YouTube says, nice plug and play Philips low voltage. Seems to be a big fan of that.
Full portfolio available at Crutchfield.
All of that stuff. Yeah, go to crutchfield.com, search for Philips, and you'll find every bit of that stuff. All of the SKUs.
All the SKUs.
The SKUs. I want to finish with this. Two things. One, something I did not know Philips Hue lights did until you and I talked the other day, and I want to make sure everybody that's watching knows this. What is the deal with Philips Hue and Spotify?
Yeah, great question. So, as I mentioned, earlier, someone had asked, hey, why Philips Hue? Well, we continue to put technology and innovation at the forefront, and part of that is developing partnerships with other smart home brands, other technology brands, to really bring the best user experience to the market. And I'm excited to kind of talk about one of the partnerships that we announced amongst many others, but late last year was integration with Spotify. So the Philips Hue app and Spotify are now, you can integrate them. And what that means is you can, earlier I was kind of talking about, three kind of entertainment pillars, right? So one of them is TV, and we talked SyncBox and all the cool things. One is PC, and I'll touch on that really quick. So if you're a gamer or you do PC, any Philips Hue color lights, you can actually sync with what's going on your PC. You don't necessarily need the SyncBox. You just need the Philips Hue Sync app downloaded to your desktop. So that's a different app in the App Store. But if you download that Philips Hue Sync app on your PC desktop, you can actually sync music, movies, gaming on PC to a Philips Hue surround system in your desktop station or wherever. But the third one, music, right? So now with Spotify, if you're playing music from Spotify in the Hue app, you can actually sync your lights to what's playing on Spotify. So really cool feature. I actually was showing JR, and I can kind of just bring up. So got right.
You've actually done this, right? You've connected your Philips to your Spotify. I did this
in about 3 minutes this morning, right? So I opened up a new Philips Hue gradient light strip. So this is one of our newer products available at Crutchfield, premium level light strip. And what I did was synced my Spotify account to my Philips Hue app, set up the light. That took a whole of about 2 minutes. And then, I can play some Billy Joel here on my Philips Hue, and it's actually going to change. It's going to pulse the lights to kind of go along with the beat. So that's a really, really unique feature. And in terms of, how does that work, as JR, I know you were asking, I mean, you can kind of set all kinds of different things in the app to go along with the music. There's automatic algorithms by song that it can do, or you can kind of say, hey, I want a classic style or like a disco pulsing style. You can set the intensity of the light. different color palettes, right? You can make your own. There's plenty of preset color palettes in the app developed by our design team. And then, brightness. So there's about 4 or 5 different things you can tweak to kind of get it exactly how you want it, or you can go with the factory default for that song.
So it's not just like a low, medium, high sense, how much it attacks the lights, right, and how much it does with your lights, but you can actually go in and fine tune it even more granularly than that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the app right now. We got style, intensity, color, brightness. Within those 4 things, there's about 3 or 4 options, or you can click automatic and it'll default. But a lot of just personalization and curation to what's playing on your Spotify. So can really take your next dinner party to the next level.
A couple comments coming in. Medieval 1980 commented during our talk here about the Spotify. He said, that's pretty cool. Ole says, I love shopping at Crutchfield. Right on. So a lot of good reaction from people out there. Let's talk about what we're giving away in this sweepstakes. So we've got a starter pack that comes with a bridge and 4 color bulbs. We've got 2 packs of white bulbs. So you got 8 total light bulbs, 4 color, 4 white. Then we've got 2 ambience bars, and we've got a table lamp.
Yep.
So it's like $500 worth of Philips Hue lights, and it's everything.
Like,
it's the bridge. I mean, it's everything you need to get started. You get that, you put the stuff in, and you download the app, and really you could have all those lights hooked up and set up in like an hour.
Yeah, I would. An hour is extremely conservative. I would say, one of the great things about Hue is just how easy and seamless it is to set up. Like I mentioned with the Spotify integration, based on our conversation a couple days ago, I was like, hey, I got to have a demo, right? I had not yet synced my Spotify account to my Philips Hue app. Within 3 minutes, I had a new product unboxed, Spotify account synced to Philips Hue, and I was syncing music to my light in about 3 minutes with no preparation. So easy to do an hour for your whole house. I mean, Philips Hue is a seamless and super easy to set up user experience when it comes to smart lighting.
Yeah, so when it comes to something we call a starter pack, it's kind of like it's a pretty baller starter pack for Philips Hue lights. And there's 5 of them. So 5 lucky winners will get one of those starter packs. And I think it's about time to give everybody the code word.
Okay. So this is the big reveal, yeah.
The big reveal, right? So so we know what this code word is all about. You go to there's a link in the comments already. You go to Crutchfield to the sweepstakes page, get entered, refer people to with your social media to get them entered into the sweepstakes. You get extra entries for doing that. But another way to get 25 extra entries into the drawing is to go to the sweepstakes and enter the code word that Zach from Philips is about to reveal for us.
Yep. So we got code word is all lowercase, Roy G Biv. So that's Roy G Biv, all lowercase, ROY G BIV.
Nice. That seems like a pretty appropriate code word, having to do with all the colors and stuff, right?
Well, it's not 16 million different letters for all the 16 million colors of Hue, but I believe it stands for red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet. So we can start with 7, but if you really want to get, we could have tried 16 million.
You rattled off those Roy G Biv colors like you just know that, like it's since like you've been in the lighting industry for 10 years or something.
Something like that.
Zach, I can't tell you how great it has been to talk to you live on here. Is there anything we need to talk about that we haven't done yet before we finish up?
No, I appreciate you having me on the show. It's great to kind of talk about, lighting in general and just have a conversation about how awesome of an industry it is and the technology going there, and obviously how Philips and Philips Hue is leading the way in terms of innovation and bringing really cool products and experiences to market. And great to hear from some of the users how pleased and how great they use the Philips Hue ecosystem. We want to continue to deliver that level of satisfaction to our customers. And then, I wouldn't be here without Crutchfield. So appreciate everything you guys do to be a brand ambassador for Philips Hue from a retailer perspective. And anytime you want me back on a show to talk lighting or Philips Hue, I'm welcome. Happy to come back on.
Fantastic, Zach. Thank you so much. I'll get you and Eric connected so that you can answer his questions about the dimmers and the scenes and all of that, and we'll get that answer out there as well. We're gonna close this down now. The code word is out there, so everybody's off entering in code words anyway. With that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you once again for joining us, Zach.
Appreciate it, JR.
Have a good
great
one,
day.
man. You too. What's up? Abby's back.
I'm back, and I really wish I'd been able to hear him fluently rattle that off.
Let me just tell you guys at home, we were having technical difficulties earlier, so we actually recorded like a promo, sort of a video that was going to take the place. If we couldn't go live today, there's a video that would have played instead. And in that video, we were going to give you the code word, and we were going to be super clever because we know exactly what Roy G. Biv stands for and means. For some reason, neither one of us could say the names of the colors in the right order. We just totally brain farted that whole thing.
Here's the story. I was, until just a couple of days ago, wildly unfamiliar with the Roy G. Biv thing somehow. I don't know, but I was. And so, but not JR. But when we were rolling through that like pre-take, because we didn't know if we were going to be able to go live, he says, and the code word is, and I'm like, it's Roy G. Biv, and that stands for... and basically just blinked. And then I start trying, and I get to about green, or G, and I try, or at least I tried. And JR jumps in and says, no, it's okay. And then he goes, and then ends on, violet, and realizes afterward, I said, wait, what about G? So you totally missed G.
I tried to bail you out because I could see you were like pausing, right? And then I screwed it up.
Both takes, the two takes we
Yeah.
did take for that backup video, where we screwed it up.
I've known what Roy G. Biv has meant ever since I was like 7, right?
But
They
you say it
that-
like Roy G. Biv.
Roy
You
G.
don't
Biv.
say red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Nailed it.
Woo!
I
All day.
wonder if I can do it now because I couldn't do it earlier.
I want you to try.
The key is remembering it's the first name, Roy. Like for some reason I wanted to throw the G in there too earlier. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
You did it faster than
Nailed
me.
it.
That was good.
Thank you very much.
We finally got it together.
And you should have heard Zach. He said it like he's just known it all of his life.
He's gotten a lot of years to think about lights.
That's right. He
And
thinks about
clothes.
lights a lot.
Yeah, he probably does think about them a lot.
And he clearly sells a lot of lights.
He seems to know his stuff. I have to go back and watch that because I wasn't privy to the audio.
Yeah. So the sweepstakes is going on. As you saw on the screen, the code word is out. You should go and enter that into the sweepstakes. In fact, let me show you what that looks like here on the page. This is where I was going to go when we couldn't get connected to Zach. So I am on the page on our website. That is the sweepstakes page. This is where you enter the sweepstakes. If you haven't done it yet, you enter your name and stuff up here, and the next screen is where you put in that code word, Roy G. Biv. But right below here is the link to all of the stuff in the sweepstakes. So the color ambiance starter kit, that gets you your bridge. That's what connects to your router, makes all of the Philips bulbs work. You get 4 color bulbs with that. And then what else? We got that pulled up twice. Here we go. Below, in addition to that, you get the 2 light bars. These are the ambiance light bars. Those will be just about any color. Put them behind your TV, behind some plants, anywhere you want to just create sort of ambiance in any color light you want. You get 2 of those. In addition to those, you get, I'm all over the place on this computer, white and color ambiance bloom table lamp. Put that on your table, any color you want that to be. Put that like a bedside table, like Zach was talking about in the interview. And then last but not least, you get 2 more bulbs, or 2 2-packs of bulbs. And these are just white bulbs that you can put just about anywhere. So you got 8 total bulbs, 2 gradient light, ambience lights, and the table lamp, and the bridge to make it all work. $510 worth of Philips Hue. 5
Which-
winners.
I think 5 winners of all, and each are the same, and each are valued the same, obviously. So, but is that the biggest monetary value-wise giveaway yet? done?
I don't think it is. I think.
Oh, because the 2 SBS
Yeah,
subs.
and people noticed as I was scrolling on the website, there's already a comment about it. This page with the sweepstakes, it's all the sweepstakes we've done. So the first one we did a few months ago was Bose, right? So if I go
Mm-hmm.
far down enough here, these are the Bose Flex speakers. You were involved in that. You got to take them home, use them. You got to reveal all the names.
Yeah.
We shot the confetti. I was off doing other things. Then we gave away 2 SVS subs.
Yep.
I think that was the most expensive
You're right. I
prize.
forgot there
right?
were 2 of them. Yeah.
Two SVS subs, and now we've got these. But I mean, if it's five we're talking $2,500 worth of Philips Hue that we are giving away amongst 5 winners.
Oh,
So
yeah.
total money, it might be the most.
I get excited about a larger pool of potential winners.
Yeah, I like it. Brian Becker said into SVS sub. That's why I did that. Brian also said, I'm wishing myself good luck in the contest. We wish you good luck as well,
luck.
Brian. LOL. Flame of Thee says, nice.
Flame.
I love it.
Right back at you.
And Ole said, oh, wow. So these are strong reactions.
I like it.
Yeah.
Succinct, but
yeah.
strong.
So yeah, Philips Hue. I think we have successfully gotten out the code word, and we can move on to another one of the reasons you're here today, which are brand new Sony headphones.
Oh, yeah.
The XM5.
The XM5's not 4 or 3, but 5.
These are a big deal, right? We actually unboxed these on the show 2 weeks ago because they literally arrived from Sony to our video studio that day while we were live.
Yeah, and they released to the consumer market not that long ago, right?
No, these are brand spanking new.
Yeah, like not that many heads are wearing these just yet.
So we have gotten them into several people's hands so that they could take them home, get them connected to their phones, listen to music, turn on that noise canceling, and put them through their paces. We gave them to Jeff Miller, our headphone guru. He is in the middle of writing his personal review so that you will see that on the product page. We'll get a video done on them. But you had a chance to actually play around with them yourself, so you've developed some opinions, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of had opinions going into it before I tried them because I saw preliminary releases and information. And there's going to be a lot of value in what Jeff writes, so stay tuned for that review and article, or the product page where he writes about everything, all aspects of these. But the reason why I had an opinion going into it, of course, now that I've tried them, is because I love my XM4s so much. And I think I've been using the XM4s for like 2 years, and I won't go into that, but I've owned the ones I have for a year, and I use them for everything. There's a lot of value in those for me because of how well they handle phone calls and blah, 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 blah. You might already know about the XM4s, but there are some differentiating factors on the XM5s. I would say most notably, or at least noticeable, up front is the design.
Yep.
I think Sony made a fantastic decision to sort of, you could call it a trendy design, because it is sort of trendy to have this sort of you don't see much, low profile, real sleek, minimalist,
Elegant, simplified.
Yeah, all those words. Design, and also with the coding, and it's just, well, anyway, I could launch into a full list of thoughts, but let me let you interject first.
I will be glad to.
Okay.
I have a list of exactly what's different about the XM4s to the XM5s,
Yeah.
the things that Sony worked on to improve. Right, because the XM4s were great. I mean, one of our best-selling headphones. But there's always room for improvement, and Sony is not one to rest on their laurels. So, what could they do better? They were already very comfortable, but somehow they made them more comfortable. And now you've had them both, right? You've worn the XM4s, and now you've put these XM5s. Would you say it's true that they have more padding, that the headband is more flexible and soft, and that they are more comfortable?
Yes. Short answer is yes. Longer answer is I did have them on my head for like 2 hours this afternoon. Walked around, sat at my desk, other things. And yes, they are definitively more comfortable. They feel lighter. They are lighter, I believe. They are, at least for me, very easily adjusted. And, oh yeah, fantastic.
Hey, look.
This is really nice.
We went to the store and bought headphone stands. Now would be a perfect time to use
That
them.
would be perfect.
Thank you, Anna.
That was a good call. So yeah, I don't think I can get the stand to weigh in on how easy this is to hold, because it's an inanimate object
Right.
and it can't talk. But if I were holding the headphones, they're super low profile and sleek, but also very comfortable. As comfortable as they look, I think they do kind of look quite pillowy. Don't you think?
Yeah, and that's specifically what they've done. And it's not just for comfort. The extra pillowy, plushy, very soft ear cups also make a better seal around your ears. So to take advantage of the improved noise canceling capabilities of the XM5s over the XM4s. Now there's 2 chips that process all the noise that the 8 microphones pick up, and they are really good, and specifically they're better at identifying higher frequencies than the old noise canceling in the XM4s, which is good for voices. Like if people are talking around you, that can be challenging for even the best noise canceling headphones. Sony is specifically addressing these their ability to identify vocal voices around you and neutralize them so you don't have to listen to your annoying coworkers.
Yeah, or yes, but yeah, absolutely. So that is I'll circle back to this that phrase to the way that these ear cups are designed and set the actual cup off of your ear or the surrounding of your ear a little bit more than the XM4s. So with my XM4s, I always I feel like I'm getting them just around my whole ear to envelop my whole ear. These, I don't have to really adjust them at all to feel that way. They do it naturally. And yes, that does improve the overall experience because you are literally more enveloped and more, I guess your ears are more, isolated. I was going to say...
so in addition to the active noise canceling, that being able to completely enclose your ear without your ear poking out or anything like that, right? That making that seal is noise isolation.
Yeah. And
that's an important part of noise canceling as well.
Yes. And speaking of noise canceling, I wanted to give that a go for just walking around and listening to music, but also again, a lot of value in the way that the microphone picks up my voice and how it comes across to people I'm talking with on the phone. So I made a test call outside, and right outside of this building, there are 4 right next to each other in a line air units.
Oh yeah.
And they're
not new.
No.
They've been out there since I started here in 1996, some of them. That's how loud they are, right?
Yeah, they're gravelly old
oh
things.
My God. When they turn on, they scare you. And so, they're very loud. If you're walking by them trying to listen to music or talk on your phone, you just might as well wait till you've gone out into the parking lot.
So that's what I thought. It was a perfect experiment. So what I did was I had them on, and I called my fiance, and I said, hey, how do I sound? Like, can you hear my voice clearly? Do you hear any background noise? And I'm standing 4 feet away, like a bush length away from 4 of these units, and 2 or 3 of them were on.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't hear anything. And after that, I was curious enough to look at a test that was on YouTube. Same thing, just completely isolated. And I'm like, this is amazing. And the birds were singing, and there were dogs barking in the background. He couldn't hear any of it. So highly impressed. The XM4s are not far behind that level of performance, but I do think that the XM5s have a fair shot at being probably the highest level noise canceling headphones out there.
And
right
the bar was already set pretty high.
It was set high, yeah.
Yeah, so more circuitry going on in there, more processing chips, more microphone. Like it's definitely an improvement. A couple other things that are better about the XM5s: Bluetooth 5.2, which is the latest and greatest version of Bluetooth. Better, no audio dropouts. I don't know if you got to use them enough where you might experience any audio dropouts. You probably didn't, which is exactly what you want Bluetooth 5.2 for. Plus, you can have multi-point, so it's seamlessly transitioned from like Bluetoothing your computer and your phone to your headphones simultaneously. So you're listening to music from your computer, and then you get a call. You don't have to quickly jumble around to switch it over. It's just seamless. So the Bluetooth 5.2 makes all that work really well.
Yes. Yeah, which I didn't experiment with that exact function, although I did pair it to my laptop and to my phone seamlessly. No problem at all. All the functions, basic functions, are great.
Do you use Alexa or Google like on a regular basis, or not so much?
I do. I'm not one to use those very much. Although, the responsiveness of, I guess, Sony in general, but the responsiveness of the XM4s and now XM5s to Google Assistant and Alexa is fantastic for hands-free. Which, ironically, that I should start using that.
Right.
To be hands-free.
If you're already
I'm hands-free,
using.
but
Well
not hands-free.
played.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do it.
So on the XM4s, you had to actually, to start Alexa or Google, you had to touch.
Yeah.
Right? The XM5s, you don't have to touch.
So it's the wake up.
It's the wake up.
commands.
You go into the app, the Sony app for these headphones. You tell it what your wake up word is, so you can say Alexa or Hey Google, and your headphones will wake up, and your smart assistant is ready to listen and obey your every command.
Listen and obey. You are the Wizard of Oz of these headphones.
And last but not least, they redesigned the drivers. So the actual speakers in the headphones on the XM4s were 40 millimeter drivers, pretty standard for large over-ear headphones. These are smaller, 30 millimeter drivers, which some people might think, why go smaller? That doesn't seem good. And it's actually very well thought out. They're going for clarity and definition, right? They want these things to sound super good. What they're not going for is an overemphasis on bass.
Right.
And so they have specifically gone with a driver that is lightweight, very rigid, very able to give you super detailed clarity and definition without. There's still bass, and you can probably tell us more about how they actually sounded for music.
Right.
So they're not like there's no bass in them. It's just that they're not subwoofers on your head. It's just a more balanced sound. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely. So, and that is a common thing. If you read reviews of any of the Sony headphones that are out there right now or have been in the last 3 or 4 years, you will see if there's a gripe at all, because I think Sony does a fantastic job in general, but that would be, one of them would be just, these are a little too bass heavy. That's a pretty common feature of Sony headphones. And it's purposeful because they've been developing and refining it over time, but you know, it's, for me, I love having the bass. So it's not a complaint for me, but it is for some. It can be overwhelming. So yes, number one, more nuanced sound, more clarity. I was noticing different cymbals being played, different parts of cymbals being played in one of the songs I was listening to earlier. And then I went into the app to change the EQ to adjust that bass level and adjust the mid and high. So it's a 5 or 4 band, I believe. But anyway, it's really great because if you have any qualms with the out-of-the-box bass level at all, you can change that for yourself. So you get the advantage of increased clarity and detail, as JR said, because of the redesigned drivers. But you also have the advantage of being able to EQ it kind of custom. There are 2 custom presets you can make your own custom EQs. The others are preloaded by Sony. A couple of those sound pretty good. But any genre of music, especially adding the value of how amazing the noise cancellation is and how adaptive it is, because again, there's 8 microphones built into these cups that are listening to everything around you and adapting really intuitively. Definitely the most impressive adaptive noise cancellation I've experienced so far.
They're pretty proud of that adaptive. It listens to the room around you and it aggressively attacks noise, or it can sit back and let you hear some noise, like whatever is necessary. You can dial all that in with the app. It's really, really good. So suffice it to say, some upgrades, some improvements. The XM5s are in many ways a step up. I know Jeff was, he was specifically noticed little nitpicky things that he's like, the case has to be bigger because you can't fold these up into themselves. So there's little things like that. But as far as sound goes, it sounds like they're a winner so far.
Sound-wise, design-wise, fit-wise, noise canceling, biggest thing for me. Yes, those all working together make them an incredible set of headphones to have, especially if you're traveling. The drawback that I understand why Jeff would call this out is that the case for these, because the ear cups don't fold up into that compact shape that the XM4s and XM3s do and did, I think it's about 20%-ish larger than the prior models, the case that is. So for traveling, that could be a bummer. I think, I don't know, it's much smaller than a backpack. It could be a drawback for you. You'd have to decide. But it's still pretty sleek. And
this is the case for the XM5s?
Yeah, this is the XM5 case. Very, it's nicely put together. Obviously not bad quality material. So, and then it has a little loop. Again, these are super light. So even if you have to clip this to something, whatever the scenario may be, they're just low profile in every single way. I did want to mention also, I think Sony, I don't know when they started this, but they have started an initiative to be more environmentally conscious and friendly. Here's the box. So when you purchase your XM5s, you will receive them in a totally eco-friendly box made of recycled materials, 100% I believe, and the box itself is recyclable. So if you want to keep that going forward, you can recycle the box in
Sure.
which they come and just keep your case.
So there's like practically maybe no single-use plastic in it.
I don't think there's not a lick. So good on you, Sony. But yeah, that's a cool. If that's on your mind, then that is another little perk.
So Ole commented earlier when you were talking about how these are a slightly more understated design. He said really understated for these days. So as opposed to some of the more flashy headphones that are out there. There's plenty
yeah.
of other options if you want flashy. That's not really what they're going for here. Bruce Reed said, "Good stuff, great information."
Awesome.
So
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
I hope that helps. If you're looking for noise canceling headphones, XM5s are in stock now, available, ready to go. And there's those. But there's other great options as well. Plenty of choices for you for noise canceling
Yeah.
headphones. We do have the results from our poll from earlier. Do you remember the poll?
Oh yes, I do.
I know, right? I gotta scroll back up and go get them. We've had so many comments from people. We had what classic 4th of July cookout food is your favorite?
Yeah.
And you said
Important
hot
question.
dogs. I said barbecue. And we were right in line with number 1 and number 2 in the poll. Hot dogs wins at 50%. Barbecue closely behind at 34%. Watermelon only 10%. Corn on the cob, the big loser here, at only 5%. People said that was their favorite 4th of July food.
I think here's my thought on that. Breaking it down, just a quick 10-second breakdown. Corn is delicious, but cumbersome. It's hard to eat. What if you don't have those holders? What if you haven't buttered it? Where are you going to get the butter? Is it cold? There's all these factors that corn introduces.
Yeah.
Hot dog, I think, wins because what I said earlier. I'm not saying it's a sandwich, but it's like a it's like a landscape sandwich. Like you hold it. That's all you do. It's its own container that you eat.
You don't need a plate under it.
You don't need a plate.
Facebook, slightly different results. Normally, YouTube and Facebook poll results are very much in line with each other. Not today. On Facebook, hot dog only gets 22%. Barbecue, the overwhelming winner with 40 votes at 63%. That's huge. So I won Facebook, you won YouTube.
My
Corn on the
theory's
cob is
right.
only in 3rd place on Facebook at 11%. Watermelon, the big loser on Facebook at 5%.
Okay, our Facebook, I'm going to not retract anything I just said. Our Facebook logic is the Facebook crew who voted here it's fine to assume this. It's not illogical, but you think you're going to have a plate, and you may not.
Yeah, it's hard to do barbecue without a plate, even if it is on a bun.
They think,
even if
let
the
me get
sauce
that
is
corn
already, you're
on a
going to
plate.
drop some. You're going to lose.
There's going to
some.
be butter, soft.
Right.
We're not sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you for everybody that participated in the poll. We decided to go 4th of July food-based as opposed to audio electronics-based, which is what we normally do, and that was a lot of fun. So thanks for playing along. We are almost at the end, but I would love to see some Crutchfield hashtags from customers,
Yeah.
people that have posted about us on social media. I have not had a chance to preview any of these. We were dealing with technical stuff earlier, so these are all going to be a total surprise to me. Have you seen them already?
We should start calling this our blind reactions.
Blind
section.
reactions to our customers. The coolest part of this, you can go ahead and start putting them up, Landon, if you want. The coolest part of this is that we actually get to see the products that we've sold. Like we're talking to people on the phones, we send them stuff, and then we rarely get to see what they look like out in the wild. And look at that.
That's
That's a wake tower on a...
Now, I'm not going to lie. I did see that before.
Oh, you saw this. So that's
but
not a
did I
wake tower.
stare at it?
Is that
No.
like is that a Jeep? Is that a Ford?
No,
Like
that's-
a side-by-side?
What is that? It's a Jeep
It's a Jeep?
with some rocket-looking kicker speakers.
Oh my
tower
gosh.
speakers.
Yeah.
Dual tower speakers.
Oh,
and
that is
then,
fantastic.
What do we have? We have what size? Those must be subs.
Oh, there's probably like some 6.5, so maybe those 4 along
Those
the bottom,
are
and then the
eight-
ones
they
on
could
the
be
top
eights.
could be 10s or 12s. I mean, it looks like they want the back of their head blown off with
I was
sound.
just gonna say I don't want to be on the wrong end of the volume knob there, but that looks like oh
my gosh,
hello.
that looks like a tank. Practically.
beautiful.
That's a great looking Jeep. Deleted the spare tire off the back, so it's just clean. I'm digging that. Love the tower speakers. Those are typically in use on boats. perfect for on Jeeps because clearly they can be out in the elements as well.
Custom
and this person
white.
must be like a longshoreman or something because they're clearly at like one of the shipping container areas, right? So
I think their producer found a really good spot for a photo shoot.
you think they were just did that? You don't think you don't think this guy works on the like moving those containers?
I don't know what he does, but he does some things very well.
Cool. Next
I
up.
like it.
So this is looks like they just got their new stuff.
Yeah, ready to go. Prep on an install of some Morel
Morels, yep.
speakers.
JL Audio.
Yeah.
Couple JL Audio things going on
You got a
here.
nice JL 1,000-watt amp for a sub.
This is going to be a great sounding system.
Oh,
Better
here
than
we
your
go.
average system for sure.
Oh yes, way better than average. Very nice. I'm excited for whoever that is. Oh, another one. Okay, you got your Alpine 407, ILX 407 head unit.
That's
It looks
one of
like-
our most popular head units.
It is.
Yeah.
You got your Android and Apple in there. Tweeters. What are those bits?
Can't tell what those small blue and white boxes are. Anybody want to help us out there? What's that?
Backup cam?
Oh, so they're doing
Backup
a
cameras,
dual
okay.
camera system in that one,
Nice.
and some SCAR gear.
Scar Audio. That's I've seen that brand on my Facebook feed before. I've heard of it. I don't know
Same.
much about Scar.
Neither.
So this one is talking about an excellent open box
All
experience.
right.
Can't read the caption on the monitor there, but open box is when you buy something from us that we send it out to a customer, they send it back to us, they return it. You can do that for any reason within 60 days. We hook it up, we test it, we make sure it's all good to go. If it is in like new condition, we'll sell it at a discount. Outlet stock or open box is what we call that, and that's what this customer got
Yeah.
and said it was great. So
Yeah, good. I
That's awesome.
love a good open box scratch and dent bargain.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a great thing we do.
That's
and
actually something we've done on the show before. Where we remember we did that with SDS
Yeah.
subs, where we had people try to guess which one was the open box, which one was scratch and dent, and people got it all wrong.
Yeah.
They thought the scratch and dent was the brand new one. That's how good our scratch and dent
yes.
can be. So don't sleep on open box. That is something you want to take advantage of it. When you see something available, a product you want, and it's on our website saying open box right now, that means there's like one or two in the warehouse. That's literally what that means most of the time. And if you don't buy it, somebody else will from right out from under you. So
Yep.
act quick. And that's actually what that customer was saying in their caption on that picture. I've got people feeding me information here.
information
It's very,
station.
very helpful. What else we got here? That's it from the comments on YouTube. I think that's it for the comments on Facebook. So one more time on the code word. If in case you missed it, code word for the Philips Hue sweepstakes is out there. Tell them what it is again, Abby.
Roy G. Biv.
There it is. It's on your screen. The link to the sweepstakes is in the comments for this video.
All lowercase is an important note there. It's
All
got to be
lowercase.
all lower. Or it probably won't go through.
And all one word, no spaces. All lowercase, all one word. Roy G. Biv. And the link to the sweepstakes is in the comments. Go there, enter, and tune in to our next Crutchfield Live in 2 weeks, Thursday, July 14th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We will close the sweepstakes shortly after the show starts. We will tabulate and pick out the random winners and announce their names on the air and have a lot of fun doing so. We'll do some other stuff, and it's going to be a great show. We're always looking forward to those where we get to announce the winners.
Oh yeah, that's the most fun.
Thank you for being here, Abby.
Thank you for having me.
Filling in for Jeff, who couldn't be here with us today, and hearing about these XM5s. Thank you you took some time out of your day to just like jam to music on some
Not a
amazing
problem.
headphones.
Anytime.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks to everybody in the background for making this show work. The IT department for hooking us up like the last minute, making the routers and the networks and all that go.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Zach Eggleton from Philips for hanging out with me and giving me giving us a lot of information about Philips Hue. Thanks to everybody that's giving out these Philips Hue lights. I should probably stop talking now and go home now, right?
We could just keep thanking people.
we can just keep thanking everybody. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Matt. No,
Thank you, Scherzer.
Thank you. Oh, that's right.
Everybody
Scherzer,
left
my
a
dog
comment.
here in the background, did a nice job of staying quiet in the background and just hanging out and sleeping on the couch.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Thanks to everybody that's made this show happen. We'll be back in 2 weeks to announce the winners and do the next Crutchfield Live. We are out.
I guess it's time.